Ejisuman Senior High School came under the spotlight 2 years ago after 8 female students broke their silence and accused teachers of sexually abusing them after a leaked video went viral. They accused the teachers of making advances at them, to the extent some being forced to stroke the manhood of their teachers. Ghana Education Service, upon investigations, dismissed 4 teachers and transferred 4 others. But it appears the ghost of that scandal will later haunt the school, as some female students in yet another viral video put the school's name in the news again. Female students justified having multiple sexual partners and condemned girls who refused to have sex with men in the latest viral video. One of them is seen encouraging other girls to sleep with men for monetary reward. Unhappy about the conduct of the students, school authorities has expelled them from boarding house. Residents have condemned misconduct action of the students and teachers who bring the school and community name into disrepute.
I'm really concerned about it. I mean, it's pathetic, you know. Such things happening in our schools. Ejisuman is one of the best schools in Ejisu. So when we hear about these kind of things, our children making such comments on social media, I mean, we become worried. We are really worried about such situations. Well, I'm really concerned about the authorities of the school. This is not the first time it has happened, and as repeatedly. It tells you the kind of disciplinary measures that has been put in this school.
I'm much concerned about what is going on. Previously, Ejisuman was having a good name, and then nowadays, the way and the manner things are going at Ejisuman, it's becoming unbecoming. Looking at the issues concerned about the indiscipline in the school. So as a good citizen, I'll urge the school authorities so that they will put measures, good measures in place, or they will apply the necessary sanction to those perpetrators so that no one will go and do same to tarnish the image of the school. Because looking at what is happening, it seems things are not going well. I think the school handlers should sit down and do something better.
Meanwhile, the Ghana Education Service has declined comment until it exhausts all available disciplinary avenues. From Kumasi, for Joy News, Ohimintiria reporting.
And that decision seemed to have also not been backed by various child rights advocates. Indeed, it's received excessive criticism on the part of parents on one hand, and then also these child rights charities that have been doing some work trying to place in perspective the rights of children. We'll be speaking to educationists, Sefam Lord Mensah, a parent and educationist, right through Skype. But we also do know that we have our lead correspondent in the Ashanti region, Ohiming Teria, who is also joining us. Ohiming, the decisions for the school is the way to go. The Ghana Education Service also seems to be back in the school, and it's obvious. But how is the school management taking the added criticism from child rights advocates, also from parents that, look, these are young girls, children, you should have treated them a bit lightly than you have?
Thank you, Roland. The idea is that the issue has gone beyond the school authorities and now rests with the Regional Education Office. They are the ones who will take decision on this. For instance, they say once the decision was taken with the permission and approval of the Regional Education Office, they are not allowed to comment on the issue again. Anything, update or assault will come from the Regional Education Office, and they say they are not even prepared to speak to the media on this unless they are done with exhausting all disciplinary avenues available to them.
Now, what will parents really say? I know that you spoke to some residents of Ejisu, and they feel that this is a disgrace brought to the town. but parents who will have association or empathy logically should mean that they have teenage girls, they have children who are in second cycle school. So perhaps should have some variant views.
Yes, I spoke to some of the residents, some of them who have their kids at Ejisuman Senior High School as students, and they are in support of the action taken by the school authorities because they believe that one, the students were not allowed to send mobile phones to their school, let alone record something with a mobile phone and then send it or post it on social media platforms. So majority of the parents that I spoke to agree with the school authorities' decision to expel the students from boarding because they believe that there will be a bad influence on other students, and also support them in the other way that is a way to instill some sanity and discipline among students of the school, because of late every action of the students and some of the teachers go a long way to tarnish the hard-won image of the school. So they are backing the school authorities with the decision that they have taken. But they also want the school authorities to be straight beyond what they have done to ensure that other students and teachers will also learn from these circumstances that is happening now.
And please stay on stream, Ohiminteria. Is what we invite into the discussion Sefam Lord Mensa, a parent. And good morning to you, Sefam. Now, our correspondent is saying for the parents that he has been able to talk to in Ejisu, they seem to be back in the school, but perhaps you are an Accra person. And Sefam, is it because you're a modern parent, so to speak, you're an Accra person, so you seem to be associating yourself with the present day related issues about how bringing up children should be?
In fact, for me, I would say that I decision of the school and what GS is doing. I am not in that capacity, even though I'm an education in capacity of a parent, because I'm not the for GS. But what I can say is every school, their philosophies and their that they nurture their children to be blind. And if the usage of mobile is not allowed in school, then I believe it doesn't matter whether it's victim or weak. So long as you are you are supposed to adhere to the rules and regulations of that school. For me, I think is something that needs to be had, and we should go on to find out how best we can support the students in question.
And the students have done something related to the internet, and we know the internet never forgets. Perhaps, is that why
Right.
perhaps you as parents and let's say educationists and those who tend to work in that sector of child rights seem to think that we should treat them more empathetically, knowing that they're children and it's just a phase of life?
So I was going through a job that was in June 2019 about left to their own devices. It was a report that was presented in the asked some media. And according to the report, children ages 5, 15, 19 spend more than 5 hours on social media, be it Instagram, Snapchat, WhatsApp, and they spend 7 hours. So you can imagine children get to spend and long way to affect some development and other things. Of no doubt, social media, the phone is good. It is, but then the usage, how being packaged, is also getting worse aspect of everything that is. Ejisuman incident is from last year or so, that students in uniform come up with short videos, derogatory statements, other things, and you wonder what is happening. So, in as much as I am a more educationist, I believe that this conversation we should have them and find ways and means curtailed. If Ejisuman frowns on and loading of videos, that matter derogatory statements, and the students must be responsible for their actions. They need to be dealt with.
Ohimi, what is the wider view in the metropolis of Kumasi? Because we know it's the second biggest city we have in our country. It's also as cosmopolitan as Accra should be.
Yes, Roland. Yes, everybody is talking about it when, for instance, the letter from the Ghana Education Service pop up on social media platforms. And nowadays, with the advent of social media, information circulation is so easy and it's done at the doorsteps of people who can easily access them. And they believe that, yes, the decision is a good one. First, the students went beyond the approved regulations of the school that says nobody is allowed to carry a mobile phone into the school. So once they've gone beyond that rule and they've compromised that decision, then the school authorities have every right to expel them from the boarding house. But they are also asking the school authorities to do more to win the school of this bad name. Because in the last 2 years, the school has been involved in two sex-related scandals. First, it was involved some 8 students after students reported that they have been manhandled and then sexually abused by some of these teachers. 4 of them were put on transfer, and then 4 of them were also dismissed from the Ghana Education Service. So residents of Kumasi believe that it is high time school authorities are straight and ensure that the welfare of the students are always maintained. So they are in support of this decision. Only that few of them also believe that, yes, the students, had it not been the mobile phone that they possess in school, what the school authorities believe to be profane words and languages would not count. But they side with the school authorities that, yes, the students erred by carrying mobile phones on them in school.
But we also do know that the internet has got some great implications. Perhaps these young children didn't know, and if hindsight, they were educated, they would have some knowledge to know that the actions could have some repercussions, because the internet really never forgets.
Unfortunately, I haven't had that opportunity to speak to the students. Yesterday, when we went to school, classes were in session, and some of the students who even saw our branded vehicle were shouting because they knew we're in the school because of the issue that have come up. Yes, with some of the students who are not really students of Ejisuman Senior High School, the indication that I get from them is that majority of them are not aware of the implications of what they do with the internet nowadays. So it's hard time they are educated on the negative implications of what they do with the internet. For instance, posting of profane messages or videos and words on the internet, they don't know that it will later come back to haunt.
Yeah. And Sefam, we've all posted stuff on social media, especially for those of us who are a bit old in the advent of it becoming very popular. And you go, these days, Facebook, for example, will give you a reminder. 8 years ago, 9 years ago, this is what you posted. And even as an adult, you say, well, even at 25, this is what I posted. What was I thinking? So it will mean that the Education Service needs to take this as a serious subject, right? Educate the children.
Right. Like the documentation left by their devices, you notice that they put a recommendation that starts this September in the UK. They are going to inculcate certain full educational stuff into the curriculum, how to teach the students to be responsible users of social media, and how parents can also get it. Because you can't be a parent relax and think that, okay, my child is not going to use these things, so I've told him or her not to, so he or she will not use it. Trust me, the children are smarter and faster when it comes to technology or gadgets more than we can realize. So it is about time we parents educate ourselves to support our children to use social media wisely, effectively.
And that would mean that we need to learn from some of the best practices, because you were just quoting a report in the UK. In our context, how do we do the adaptations?
So in our content, we could use our guidance and counseling unit in various schools. If they are dormant, then we need to revive them. For example, I read issue about he not in favor of the thing, in the sense that the children were exposed and need some form of psychologist to find out what is happening and other things. Yes, some children do these things for attention seeking. There might be deep-seated issues that these children are dealing with, and they have no other means of relieving or getting attention than doing certain things or doing these things. So we need to use our guidance and counseling coordinators or units in our schools, and also narrow it down at having mentors or teachers being mentors to their students and finding out more. This conversation we had, we should have them and open up these in our schools, with our parents and everybody involved. Parents must be involved in the education of their children aside paying of fees.
Ultimately. Now, Ohiminteria, so what next? You're going to the school to have more interaction with the management, or perhaps you would want to get to know the situation of the girls, because now that they're being left out of the boarding house, they have to go to town but still come to classes.
Yes, Roland, what is next is to identify these affected students and their parents and speak to. For now, the education authorities are not prepared to speak to the issue. But what I do know is that the Girl Child Education Unit of the Ghana Education Service has a plan to meet girls and all students in the various schools to also talk to them on some of the issues, implications that come with issues of this nature. Yes, the coordinator told me just last week that there was this program in the offing to speak to the girls, especially on the implications that actions of this nature could have on their future and their education.
Well, thank you, Ohiminteria. I wish you all the best as you also get to have this interaction with the parents and these serving students as well. But Ohiminteria, in the course of regular programming, will bring us more on this subject. But on social media, we've had a lot of interactions on Facebook.
Their parents should also support them alongside their teachers, their form. Every class have form masters and form mistresses that should also be of them. They should not be left by themselves, because punitive action or punishment should be positive and should be progressive. Subordinizing them alone is not enough, but are we looking at them making good decisions in the future and impacting on whatever they want in the future. It needs to be done. So everybody that needs to assist them to make the right decision, be in the right mind, continue with studies, should come on board.
Well, and Sefam Lord Mensah, thank you very much for this interaction. She's a parent and has a keen interest in education as well. And so her contribution has become very important to this discussion. We'll have further contribution for many children's rights advocates, etc. But please, we've opened the phone lines. You can see the phone lines right just beneath the screen there, 0302211691 or 2. We already do have from the Volta region, Inketa Righteous calling us. Righteous, good morning. Righteous, I would want you to lower the volume of your TV set so that we'll have some great interaction. You don't have to listen to me. Lower the volume of your TV set.
Hello.
Please go ahead, Righteous.
Hello. Okay. Hello. 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 Is it okay now?
Yeah, yes, you have to lower the volume so I will talk on the phone. Yes. Please go ahead, Righteous.
These students from the boarding house does not solve any problem. Because what they have engaged in, it's a problem. So what we need to do is that we need to what? Take them through education, advise them. If we give them more education about why we think or why what they are doing is not good, it will affect their career, their future. Okay? When we start them, it's like we have added them more room to go outside there and go engage in more than what they are already doing. So I think we have to take a second look at this and come out with a strategy, policy, and guide them, help them come out of this. Because it is cut across in all our schools. So I think sacking there is not the best solution.
If you were a headmaster, what decision or what action would you have taken, Righteous?
I would have, try and get, get experts to sit them down, take them to educate them. Well, so that at the end of the day, it will help them, help the nation, to help the school also. Okay.
That's why we go to Navrongo. And Nelson is on the line. Make sure that you keep calling 0302211691 or 2. The number is on the screen. Make sure you call us. But Nelson from Navrongo is already on the line. Nelson? Nelson, good morning.
Hello?
Yeah, Nelson, please lower the volume on your set. If you want to call and interact with us, please make sure that you lower the volume on your set or your TV set so that we interact through the phone. Nelson, please go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. First of all, I will want to look at this thing holistically. When the topic about sexuality education came, we Ghanaians vehemently kicked against it. And we want our young ones to desist from these kind of acts. It's because of lack of knowledge that they are doing what they are doing. And we are also eating our cake and also want to have it. We don't want the young ones to know about the dangers associated with doing this. Yet when it comes up, we are also against any punishment. For me, I call for the punishment meted out to them. Assuming the kids were to have stolen something, would we say because they are in school, we will not take the necessary measures to punish them? Or if a master or a tutor were to be involved in this action, will that tutor not be punished because he is in the school? So to me, the students must face the necessary consequences. Because if you have your child and you have respect on your responsibilities, you shouldn't wait for a master who only handles a child for about 2 or 3 months to be able to perform a magic or a miracle at school. We should begin looking at this. We should revisit the comprehensive sexuality education that we all kick against. It's not all aspects of comprehensive sexuality education that is bad. So we should embrace the aspect that will nurture our children, our young ones, to behave well when they are in school. We all have them in our, don't let us live like ostriches. We all have them in our houses.
Yeah.
And we know the way they behave in our various communities. They even do things well. Me, in my own community here, a lot of them in the night, go and see what they do. They have big phones that even we, those working with, we can't even buy those phones. So,
well, Nelson, and thank you for the call, Nelson from Davrongo. Now let's go to Oluwinter in Techimai North. Oluwinter, good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Roland.
Yes, please, and thank you for calling. Please,
Mr. Roland, I'm very
what's your contribution to this conversation?
Actually, this my brother who has just spoken has spoken almost whatever I wanted to see. And the issue is this matter has been given to a special. They should form a special investigative team that can interview the children very well, because it looks like this sex education thing that either some people are behind and they want the children to do that, so that they will use child rights and other things to defend by giving the children the opportunity to push up that thing. So actually, it is a big shame to us if our children that we are thinking that they will be the future leaders of this country start this way.
Okay. Oluwinter.
Yes, please.
If you were a headmaster, what action would you have taken knowing this?
Yes, as I am speaking, I am the patron of Chobodom Senior High. That is why I've come in. You know, Mr. Roland, the issue is, if you look at today, the children in school are holding phones that we, those even work, cannot buy those type of phones. So the parents should wake up. Parents should wake up.
Okay,
children will come from school before they will. Before coming back home, she'll bleach and become very colored. Today, children are students renting rooms. They should look at those things. If you come to our communities here, you will see 14-year child having a room alone because she has come to attend a free education, and because of that, the parents have gone to rent a room for her.
Okay. So
let's look at.
Well, Oluwinter, Techimai North, thank you for calling. And we have our last caller, Eben from Abetifi. Good morning to you.
Good morning, Roland.
Yeah, please, just quickly, in 20 seconds.
Yeah, please, what I want to say is the leaders should be very careful about some of the punishment they remove from the senior high schools. The child rights.
Are you saying that students shouldn't be punished? Or
they should be punished.
You disagree
the
with?
Are saying that the children are having their rights. So because of this, it causes them to be overriding the teachers. And whatever the teachers cannot even punish them on some issues.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much, Eben from Kuwa Betifi. But he is our last caller. But look, if you have a view on this, our Facebook page is the Joy News on TV. You can use the related Joy News on TV handle also on Twitter to give us more